to start the all hands meeting, let's start for the weekly inspiration. So last night I just read the article on Medium. It's about principle of creativity. So actually there is a 8 principle of creativity, but I summary into 4 because I try to which one that more relevant to us. Okay, that it's from by it's written by Mary Braga. Okay, so first principle of creativity is number 1. Creativity is in everyone. It's not just from content team or marketing team, but it's everyone. Everyone have a creativity. So forget about job titles, about job description, about hierarchy. Creativity is not a skill set, but it's mindset. It's an orientation to resist habitual thinking and invite courageous exploration. To be human is to be creative. This is very powerful. This strong words, I think. So I believe everyone in this company have a own creativity to solve problem or to create something. And here I put one example. So Richard Montanes had been a janitor in California little span for almost 20 years. But at one day, he came up with an idea for a new flavor. He persuaded executives to give a try, and flaming hot Cheetos quickly became a Frito-Lay's top-selling snack. So this is came from the creativity. It's not everyone with any other hierarchy or job title have a equal place to giving the idea to be creative. Okay. Next, the second principle of creativity is perceptive. Perceptive. Okay. Seeing and perceiving are two different things. Sight is visual and concrete. Perception is individual and interpretive. Highly creative people have a well-developed ability to perceive things in new ways, detect patterns, and make connections that others may miss. So this is very meaningful for me, especially. So it's about perspective. So here's the example. Kim Kiroy is a keen observer of global culture. The Chinese footwear designer creates shoes that blend fashion of East and West, from Western-style sneakers with open toes, reflecting a Chinese preference for sandals, to be more conceptual Western Oxford-style shoes with Qing Dynasty-style tall, sculptural wooden heel. So it's about perspective. So do you guys, if take a look for the moment, it looks like shoes, but it's actually a sandal that modified into a new modern style. So this is part of the creativity. Okay, and the next is creativity is courageous. Creativity values imagination over image. It requires a willingness to let go of certainties and think expansively. It also demands a strong dose of determination and self-belief. This is why courage and creativity are brothers. So here's one of the examples of the creativity is courageous. Renowned architect Frank Gehry wants his building to be experienced, not just admired. He deliberates recognize architectural convention to create work that elicit an emotional reaction. Often greeted initially with resistance, his buildings defy the rules of engineering and lend themselves to diverse interpretation. Even local people hate it, but today the museum is one of the most admired in contemporary architecture, and everyone wants to be photographed in the front. So if you have an idea, if you have a brilliant idea, just try to execute it, just try to implement it, because you don't know, it's someday in the future your idea will be what's called be successful than others. Yeah, for example, like that. Okay. The last is creativity is paradoxical. The contradiction of creativity contribute to the mystery surrounding it. Creativity is intelligent, yet requires the willingness to ask questions and be open to possibilities. It's inspired by playfulness, but disciplined toward an end. Passionate but objective, energetic but reflective, individual as well as collaborative. These are just a few of creativity's paradoxes. So here's the example of creativity is paradoxical. The wayfinding system at Great Ormond Street Hospital for Children used playfulness to enhance its functionality. Its building and color and floor has been marked with a distinctive color and habitat from the natural world, stretching from the ocean to the sky and to the sky. The cheerful illustration provide an easy guide for families to navigate the complicated hospital. So this is means that be creative is can be fun. So insert the playfulness on your creativity. So avoid to try to avoid a boring or very basic style of design, but try to insert playfulness in your creativity. So usually the hospital is have a apa ya boring ambience, right? Have a very basic ambience, but here we can put some of the playfulness, some of the design art into the building. So the orang-orang yang di dalam hospital is feeling apa ya, feeling inspired, feeling more fresh, feeling more not just boring. Okay, yeah, I think just that, guys. Weekly inspiration for me. So I encourage everyone at Bukit Vista to embrace the creativity at work. Creativity is not only about visual things; it's also applicable for creativity on discovery, problem solving, and execution. So my last message is be creative and be fun. Okay, I think that's that from me as a host. I will open for to moderator, Nadifa.
Wait, so I don't have to keep on going. Okay. Okay, thanks Kak Hani for the weekly inspirations. What an interesting story. And we can move to the next sections of this all hands. That is the visions and mission statements. For the vision segment, I will call Mr. Chin to deliver this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nadifa, and thank you, Gani. Gani, actually, I think that was actually very, very terrific. You broke down and became very transparent about something that generally is fairly abstract. Creativity is something a lot of people believe either you have it or you don't. You know, there's no sort of way to be an artist unless you were born an artist. But by presenting these facts and this guidance, I think it encourages us and empowers us that creativity is actually a human attribute. And when we apply these principles that you've showcased to us, then we all have the power to do creative things. And you brought very good examples backing that up. I think that's some really fine storytelling there. As for the vision statement for this week, I don't have any good examples, but I think what Gani has actually just presented is actually a fairly good example. So congratulations. That would be my vision statement for the week. On to the mission statement. So these are examples that I have seen and that other people in the company have seen that essentially fulfill our mission of inspiring delight through hospitality innovations that positively transform guest partners and employees. And to speak more about this, I'd like to actually invite Bella to the floor, Bella and Ursha to the floor. I guess I'll just invite Bella to speak about it because I've been watching her progress on this. Now, what makes this interesting is that this has been spoken about for quite some time, and we just haven't seen anybody execute it yet. So finally, it's been done. And if I can call Bella, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about what this is and how it can inspire delight.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the chance. So this is basically like the PR calendar for us. So it contains a few timelines that actually would be very useful for the PR team to do our events, to do distribution posts, so on and so forth. It has been here for a long time, but it haven't been optimized since a long time, which is something that me and Ersha think of and discussing about how to actually optimize it. But this month, or specifically last week, we actually execute it. We make the guideline. We create category for the event, so that we can know what are the events that exist there, so that we can know better also next time what is the best timing for us to do the distribution posts, to do events, so on and so forth. So I think this is something that we should do very early, so that we can, and in the future also, hopefully that it can be a legacy for PR team, so that we can fail fast and do better in the future. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Bella. Bella, anybody else that you would like to recognize for working together with you on this particular project?
Yeah, it's basically Ersha and also Kak Shelin. Yeah, so Ersha and I and Kak Shelin was discussing it together, and thank you. And I also big thanks to Kak Shelin, because she give like like a push for us to do it faster and to finish it earlier, as well as Mr. Jing and Kak Ara as well, for keep pushing us to do it faster and better. So I think that is like a big thanks and gratitude for the three of you guys. Thank you.
Oh, okay, thank you very much, Bella. So, in addition to what Bella said, I'd like to just add some comments that having a structured content approach, such as taking this PR calendar, it really ensures that our teams can be actually built up to the correct specifications and that we'll have enough resources. This inspires delight because, one, it makes team leaders' jobs easier to accomplish their mission. They'll have enough people. And two, it reduces work burnout and all these factors that come into play when we don't have enough people on our teams to accomplish our missions. So this is the very, very beginning of the process of how we actually raise awareness for potential people who want to join our company. And this is why it's so vital to get the tools for this particular objective to be met. So congratulations. And I'm also going to do a quick shout out to Erica, who at the very beginning inspired us to think about organizing PR according to a seasonal calendar. This is a practice I believe that she did formally at Four Seasons when she interned there. And from that idea, we were inspired to create our own PR calendar now for our chapter's work. Okay, I'll turn it back. I'll actually just pass it next to Risky, because Risky seems to have actually brought up an interesting story. Is Risky in the room right now?
Actually, Risky, I believe, is preparing for his proposal presentation, but I added that in as a mission inspiration for everyone. Last week on Partnership Funnel Scrum, Risky had a presentation pertaining to his inspection on the workflow of the partnership journey. So through this, we are able to see a lot of different actionable insights presented to the partnership funnel, from which the business development team and also the community team is able to evaluate whether the process that they're doing right now is actually acceptable or not, whether there are underlying reasons why this inspection result shows that maybe partners have such a long delay between their first meeting to their maybe contract sign, and so on and so forth. But this shows what Risky demonstrated here is the inspection that completes the entire process, as with what have been discussed in the Amazon system, I believe. And this is what the data shows, and whether we have to, whether we want to improve it, whether we want to innovate upon it, and we want to improve the duration of the partnership journeys, it depends back again to each of us. So I think this is very inspirational for everyone. And although this process is currently being done manually, but it's always one step closer to a way to actually automate inspection. So that's that from Risky. And I think Risky added some text as well. Yes, it is the example of the things that he inspected. He looked and analyzed the PLJ, partnership lead journey, and also CM block data table on Airtable, and saw that the timeline journey is approximately 46.5 days, which we have to evaluate whether it's acceptable or not. So this is an example of inspection that actually sparks up ideas and creativity among the team.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you very much, Vidi, for speaking for Risky here. And I think this actually inspires delight because this is one of those moments where somebody new here has taken up the mantle to speak on an old process. So this is very much our core value of stepping on toes and also being transparent. I think I really enjoy this idea because it is essentially like being a secret shopper, right? Going through and looking at our own processes, see what does it look like from the customer's perspective? What does it look like from the actual partner's perspective? Which is another form of actually another core value of how to help others to help themselves. Once we gather this type of information, we can actually fill in the blind spots that people who are undergoing the execution of these processes, they might be have been comfortable or they just don't see these problems anymore, and helping them jar their awareness to it. So this is very inspirational. I think it's a good example of living the mission of the company. All right, let me pass it back to Nadifa.
Okay, thanks to Mr. Ching and Ko Vidi and also Bila for sharing the visions and mission statement. And let's move to the next one. It is the weekly missions inspirations. The first one is for the guest mission inspirations. The first one is from Erika. Maybe Erika can deliver this. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So our weekly inspiration for this week is we have this lovely guest named Risma. She stayed at Rumah Budi Susanto, and she sent a lot of pictures and also videos, and also she tagged us on Instagram as well. And she said that our villas are very cute and we have a good hospitality. So that is for me. And that guests were hosted by me, Andre, and also Maudi as well, because we have to take turns because of the shift. And yeah, I hope to keep it up with the hosting team with this work. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thanks, Erika. And the second one is from Kak Tendi. For Kak Tendi, maybe you can share your story. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, this is actually our guest stayed in Villa Akaza, have a birthday event, and then Wayana is helping to hosting, and then yes, all the guests looks very happy and fun. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Kak Tendi, and we will jump to the next part. It is the partner mission inspiration. The first one will be delivered by Om Rafiq. From Om Rafiq, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I think this is interesting case because when the payment of the Kumala Guest House Canggu is going to our non-partner bank account, because the account is the same 4-digit number on the back. So between Komala and Vinaloka, we contact Vinaloka and they're willing to send back money to us. So even though we are not a partner with Vinaloka anymore, but we still have a good relationship with them. So I will give to credit to David and Wayana for this one. Thank you. Back to you, Nadifa.
Thank you, Om Rafiq. And the next one is actually back to Kak Tendi. For Kak Tendi.
Okay, thank you, Nadifa. Yeah, this is one of the owner from Bamboo Beach House that she actually willing to give the special decor for our upcoming guests for honeymoon. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Kak Tendi, for the updates, and we will jump to the next part, and that is the employee missions inspiration. The first one will be delivered by Kashalin.
Okay, thank you, Nadifa. So, if you guys notice in the personal updates, right, like we have a few people, like few members of BB, like they're actually like meeting up. I feel like I'm being left out, but yeah, I'm really glad to see that like people are meeting up, like when they go to like another city or like they're visiting their relatives and so on, and they actually like agreed and proceed like with the meetups directly. So I really glad to see how like we've been like working remotely and then like we're actually like meeting in real life. So that kind of that feeling is actually like really delightful to see like all of like some of us are actually like interacting in real life like that. And I think like the next one is from Ara as well. I think this one is from like the farewell. Yeah. For us, maybe I'll pass the time to Ara for this one.
Okay, thank you, Shalin. Yeah, pretty much the same with Shalin. I always happy personally to see we meet up each other's because it makes virtual more real, right? Like the bond being created online and then finally appear that it is something that is real. The bond is not something just virtual. So this was like last week about Ross farewell because Ross is currently preparing for her leave to Russia. So she left Jogja with the go. And so also the same with Nadifa. Nadifa just visited Jogja last week. So we've been going places to host Nadifa actually. So yeah, that's pretty much it. For Gani, yeah, Gani never attend. So I really expected you to attend next main-main, okay? So
I always attend, Ara.
mana ini nggak ada Gani?
Ya kan baru sekarang.
Maudi juga nggak ada Gani. Udah back to the chair. Okay, thanks Kara for the updates, and I think there's maybe we can move to Kak Bayu for the updates in applying mission inspiration. For Kak Bayu, that is yours.
Okay, this one is invitation actually. So for anyone working on a project, basically your project is something that you should be proud of, and just don't hide it. Please share it beyond your campaign or chapter, or let the entire company know what you're working on. Even you can let everyone know your project by posting it in our blog. So this will inspire future employee, even partner maybe, or guest, and next intern to work on impactful and challenging projects. So please ask me or Nadia if you want to do this. If you want to post your project report in our website and let people know what you're working on. This could be your legacy basically. That's the example of one of the project that we are working on in PD as a pilot project for this blog, and I'm inviting you to also write this for another projects as well. Back to you.
Okay, thanks Kak Bayu for the updates, and I think we have Karos for explaining the partners' inspirations. So time is yours, Karos.
Yeah, and also you can show the partner mission inspiration. Several days ago, I interviewed partner through text and found this partner providing specific answer. I think it's a form of achievement in terms of making virtual more real. And what is more inspiring than from this interview session is the transformation process of our partner and her property. So the transformation of Afifa and her property dalam Pinarak in Jogja. The first is Afifa is an interior designer who doesn't understand hospitality and property management at all. And she started a hospitality business and learned hospitality from zero. And the next is she successfully built a cafe. It is from dalam Pinarak income on her property, and then she learned to manage a cafe and will continue to learn new things. And I think this is really awesome inspiration from our partner. Yeah, back to you, Nadifa.
Thank you, Karos, for the updates. I think we can move to the next part. It is the weekly theme. It is the community theme target and also achievement that will be delivered by COVD. For COVD, time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Actually, for the long-term target, thank you very much to the advocacy chapter and the guest panel especially. We've actually, if we can go down a little bit, we've completed the filling in a lot of the unchecked data. If you see on the above, it's the one that we presented last week, and the image below is not appearing yet. The image below, yeah. But it actually improves preview unavailable. That's interesting. But actually, after filling in a lot of the data that does not have any rating, we see that actually the overall rating in the past 2.5 months actually increased by 0.1, around 0.1, it's 0.09. And a lot of the components itself, they had received increase in their rating due to the filling of this data. This shows how correct data can actually improve the visibility and shows that the data accurately. So after we're doing this, actually we're already starting the gas transformation shape discussion regarding the fundamentals on how we want to shape it. There is still 2 more reviews that does not have any breakdown, but I believe we can fulfill that in a later date. But that's just an update on the long-term goal. Regarding our weekly plan, basically we're seeing that in the burn down chart, there is a point in November 7th last week where we actually touched the red point in the green circle. After touching the green, the red point, actually we're slipping a little bit, although it's really close to the red point. This is actually an opportunity lost in a sense, because now we're actually at the red arrow where we're currently under the red graph. So we're kind of below ideal. So that's one thing to be noted. However, if we look at the graph below, there are ways to improve this. Currently, we're at 44,218, 80.396% of the revenue target, with a revenue increase of 6,704. It means that if we're going on at this constant rate, filling up the calendar at the end of the month, just like in the gaps between the red and also the blue line, as seen just now, we can actually achieve our monthly target. We look at the inquiry converted monthly pace. We've been improving. If we look at the conversion rate, yes, to the right, we've been improving in the past 5 months in terms of conversion rate. We're back at above 10%, which is, which compared to July value is it doubles, almost triples even. But if we look at the magnitude itself, actually the magnitude is still a bit low at the lower end. This is due to the inquiry rate, which is a bit losing momentum this month. If you look at the graph again below, yes, so it's losing the exponential momentum from the past 5 months. We're most probably going to still have the same number of inquiry, or even a bit. There's a slight increase in the number of inquiry, but we're losing momentum in terms of exponential increase. There is a possibility, however, that if we observe in the instant book rate, the momentum is transferred over to the instant book rate. Yes. So currently, about 50% of the month have been covered. However, there's the difference between the instant book rate for November of 2021 compared to October 2021. The difference is minus 31%. So the difference between the time left and also the month-on-month growth actually shows the potential to be achieved in the end of the month. So that's that one possibility. So what we can improve from this? With the conversion rate itself, we can keep improving our conversion technique as the new chapter has been formed in sales and negotiation, as well as the discussion within the guest funnel itself. And I think like performing the regular inspection in the past months have resulted in positive results, especially in the operational performance, practical operational performance in the rest of the reservation team. And we will also test the effect of quantity of human resource over performance of conversion rate that is currently being done by the employee funnel. Regarding the inquiry count itself, we could do a revisit content doctor, as it has been paused for the past months or so due to a resource constraint. But as the resource actually improves again, we can increase the frequency of content doctor and analyze system performance. And that's generally it regarding the stats of the sales funnel itself and how the employee can actually contribute to the employee funnel can actually contribute to the human resource of the sales funnel itself. One other thing is actually we can improve our guest experience by observing more innovations, making the digital the new real. We're now able to observe the booking ID of the specific guest that opens our guest portal, I think Abai mentioned this last week. From the product side, it's been a while since we improved the guest portal itself, and now we are able to track it and inspect it more accurately, and hence making new features will we can also observe the usability and usage upon creating the new features. So that's each of the components in the company, how each component in the company can actually contribute to the guest experience and also the achievement of Bukit Vista sales target this month. So that's it from me. And thank you very much, everyone, for the past week. The progress of the week-on-week sales is still going strong, and let's keep it up until the end of the month. Back to Nadifa.
Thank you, Ko-Vidi, for the updates. And the next one is for the chapter main achievement. The first one is for CM, will be delivered by Katendi.
Okay, thank you, Nadifa. Yeah, the first is new strategy for some campaign, like community sharing session, using the entertainment concept for partner.
Okay, thanks, Katendi. And for the HIR, will be delivered by Kak Andre.
I pass this to Vidi, please.
Yes, so the primary achievement is initiated the fundamental structure of the gas transformation stage and also filling in the missing rating details of the gas review from March 2020. So that's one of the fees. And our CODA inspection currently in the previously, this is actually a previous form of chapter, right? But in the gas funnel itself, we started using CODA in the discussion management, and each of the SLM manager in the gas funnel has been oriented on their own sections of CODA to be improved and also reviewed.
Dan hati yang lapang.
Back to Nadifa.
Okay, thanks, Ko-Vidi. And the next one is HR that will be delivered by Kara.
Okay, first thing is employee funnel meeting. We finally constructed a new additional team, which is Vidi and Nadia. And then secondary achievement is that, as mentioned by Mr. Jin, we just made a PR calendar completed with the guidelines. So back to you, Nadifa.
Thank you, Kara. And the next one is marketing that will be delivered by Kagani.
Okay, for marketing, primary achievement is the awareness chapter meeting has brought people from different funnels to share about their experience now. For the secondary achievement, so Facebook marketing reached a new record in history. So we got 169 inquiries per week. So the normal is just 60 or 80. So shout out to awareness funnel, Jocelyn and Ray. And the next is website page view is also increased by 80% by last week, and most traffic coming from Facebook as well. So it's worth to invest in platform on the platform like Facebook. For the CODA adoption, all discussion document has been migrated to CODA, but still low adoption. And the guidelines is 80% migrated, still need to tidying up. Back to Nadifa.
Thank you, Kagani. And the next one is for PD. Time is yours, Kabayu.
Okay, from PD, the primary achievement is that we are very focused last week on improving user experience now. All ongoing project has the same theme of making everything easier, faster, and better for all user funnel. So currently we are not working on any features that we don't know whether we are going to use or not. The second achievement is the leadership capability. Actually, I noticed Chris and Nadia is better at mentoring interns now. So I think that's pretty good achievement and worth to mention here. For the CODA adoption, our main documents that previously using paper is now on CODA. Usage is 90%. I think there are some documents that's still missing. But the adoption, this is related to async discussion, mention, and also updates, still pretty low. And that's for me.
Okay, thanks, Kabayu. And the next one is from BI, will be delivered by Kalilis.
Thank you, Nadifa. So from BI, actually, we're seeking to improve the project value based on problem and clients. So lately, we just realized that some of our projects do not have any clients. It's just based on like curiosity and creativity. So it gets us more focused on and also better prioritization. And then about CODA, actually, the guidelines have moved at 40%, but the adoption for what we have moved to CODA is started last week. The discussion management is started there, and also, but mention and also comments is not really effective yet in that part. Thank you very much. Back to Nadita.
Thanks, Karilis. Maybe we can just move to the next part. That is the corporate recognitions. And maybe the first one is from Karilis to deliver the nominations.
Okay, so I think that the first is from me to Nadine, Kyla, and Asa. So it's about trial management for business development and also community. It has been handled by Nadine and Kyla and also Asa. It's going pretty well, and the decision is also based on what's actually delivered by the candidate. I'm very glad to see that. It's also part of my work in CAPSI program. And finally, I found some delegates that actually helping me out in this part. Yeah, that's for the first one. I think I have other recognition for, I don't think so. That's for Emmanuel actually. So that's related to investment projects. So I see Emmanuel is very passionate in this part. He actually trying to discuss the findings in the Slack group and trying to have a second opinion whether to buy or sell or wait and see for a certain kind of stock. So that's actually helping others to understand more about the investment itself and also searching for guidance where we need to make decisions. So that's good for value implementation. Back to Latifa. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Karilis. And the next one is maybe from Andre.
Yes, in this case, I would like to recognize Moana for being the hero. Never settle and also inspired to life. Moana covered finance task to transfer the booking payment to the partners when David is taking the leave, and I found it a little bit overwhelmed for her. But Moana keep doing it to make sure that all of the partners are happy and inspired by life. I see this not a simple task, especially when you have to do some other things as well. So I'd like to say thank you for Moana and keep inspired by life.
Okay, thanks, Kak Andre. The next one is from Moyana. That is yours.
Okay, from me, I would like to say thanks so much to Gani and Ara for helping me with the salary. The day I was noticed, Fatima wasn't in the list and got up to quickly read the journal and get it done so that I can pay Fatima. It's very inspiring. Good job, yeah. And the other one, I have another one is actually for Bella, I spell fast and never subtle and also she's transparent. So I would like to say thank you, Bella, helping cover finance during that talk. Even though she struggled to handle some cases, but she managed to manage herself to get better and transparent about the mistake. Jangan tak pocket learning and doing it to get better, Bella, you will master it. Back to the chair.
Okay, thanks, Moyana. And the next one is from Kak Gani.
Okay, I want to recognize Mas Bayu for last week for help others to help themselves. So basically, Mas Bayu introduced our content team on the Luminar AI. This program is to edit the light, the cloud. So we don't need to retake photo shoot if the property is rainy. So we just edit and then ta-da. So it's very creative. And thank you, Mas Bayu, to introduce us. Okay, this is that.
Okay, thanks, Kak Gani. And the next one is from Kak Dendi. Kak Dendi, are you here?
Okay, thank you, Nadifa. This is the recognition for Ross. Congratulations for the Never Settle. Ross is actively asking the guidance to improve her campaign, and then she finally find out the new strategy to for community sharing session campaign. Yeah, I had attached also some. So Ross is asking the guidance with Kyla. I mean also me. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Kak Tandi. And the next one is from Miss Reggie.
All right. I think a few people have recognized this already, but I'll just recognize Risky for stepping on toes, being transparent, helping others help themselves, and never settle. And I'll explain a little bit why. So I think Risky explored the partnership journey as a secret shopper. Now, this is actually an innovative and it's a courageous step to inspire the light because he's stepping out to challenge existing processes. This is what we mean by never settle. But by taking this step, he could potentially challenge existing people who created the process and also traditions. This is what we mean by step on toes. And by sharing the results today publicly, he's being transparent. He's also helping others to help themselves. So this, I think, tells the story of 4 core values very well.
I think you have 2 nominations, Mr. Jim.
Oh, okay. And let's see what my other nomination is. Could we go to it real quick?
From Kanadin and from for us.
Oh, right. Okay. So this one's actually pretty good. So this goes to Nadine and Asa, and this is being the hero. So a few weeks ago, BI and BD, they talked about how to respond to this new piece of information. We got more bookings, and we saw that there was a lot of growth happening in our Jogja properties. So Nadine, who happened to actually be flying to Jogja, not specifically for this, but just to visit her family, she got on the ground and she got a property that was was well adapted to what the guests were actually asking for, and B, she did it in a very short amount of time. We often talk about failing fast, but I think succeeding fast is more inspirational and more delightful. And I hope that this very agile, very productive kind of hustle approach, this can be an inspiration for how we progress our mission to inspire the light. So congratulations for Nadine and Asa for putting that together. Really quickly, I just want to point out something. Gani, by the way, I really like what Gani just did previously by showing the before and after in his example there. And I'm wondering if we should make that a best practice for core value recognition because there should be a visible effect. I think showing that result as a before and after is a very effective way, and I think everybody understands what the benefit is, right? So if you have the opportunity to put it in your core value recognitions, try putting it in a before and after format. I think that inspires a lot of delight. Okay, back over to Nadifa.
Thank you, Mr. Jing. So the next one is from Kara that have 2 nominations on this.
Yes, I think first one was over to Bella, Ersha, and Celine. I think it has been mentioned a couple of times now. Congratulations and thank you to Bella Ersha for refining the PR calendar, including the guidelines. This is going to be the base for new PR team member coming to look up for the basically best practice and to reflect. Also thanks to Celine to encourage the team to benefit. So yeah, that's the first recognition. And then the second one, I think, goes to Tandy and community team. So good job to community team for the previous edutainment happy hour. It wasn't just aligning with the chapter's identity like it has to, but it was about healthy community too and company team actually. Edutainment could be pretty challenging sessions to host, but community rocked it last week. So yeah, it was like fun. A workshop about staying healthy during this remote working. So. No, we didn't record. I don't know. So yeah, congratulations for our community. That was really inspiring. I like to also encourage everyone else to every chapter to follow this path. So when you create happy hour, please make sure that it is following your chapter's identity. It will be better if you can actually align with the community. But at least chapter identity-nya needs to be aligned. So yeah, back to you, Nadifa.
Thank you, Kara. And the last one is from Bella. Bella, are you here?
I think Bella is taking day off.
Okay, so maybe I can read it. So Bella recognized Wayana and she said that she teach me a lot in consistency and discipline. She also very wise to pass over my fault and give me constructive feedback. Although you have some constraint on the way back to hometown, you're still trying to manage payment transfer. I will always remember if we create a mistake, but we also need to improve ourselves 1% better each day. And thanks a lot more. Okay, thanks from Wayana. Okay, maybe we can just move to the next one. That's for the personal updates, and we will be reading for the biggest actionable discovery. And the first one is from Om Rafiq.
Okay, thank you. So this is related to my biggest achievement regarding the payment issue. So the communication is the key to solve a problem. That is my biggest actionable discovery. Back to you, Nadifa.
Thanks, Om Rafiq. And the next one is for Katendi.
Okay, thank you. Yes, the event is one of the strategy to get the community engagement. By the great event, the community will always pay for the next event. Thank you.
Nanti ngaruh nggak sih ke recordingnya kalau aku kecil? Nggak tahu. Ngaruh nggak tadi? Pas aku aja.
To choose an extra, but currently I know that one thing that I can do is to accompany the partner and also direct them for further actionable plans, trying to learn from the CEs as well to get more knowledge about it for future assistance. And happily, the owner was glad for having me accompanying her, and also I hope it can be helpful for both sides. Thank you. Back to you, Nadifa.
Thank you, Kasa. And the next one is from Kak Ros.
Okay. Thank you, Nadifa. Yeah. From the story of our partner, Afifa from Dalam Pinara, investing in property sector or hospitality is very worth it. And I found like provide their and most important is willingness to learn, grow, innovate, and transform for the better. And this is so awesome discovery that I found. Back to you, Nadifa. Thank you.
Thank you. So the next one is for Amin.
Yeah, thank you, Nadifa. I just actually feel that scheduling in everything is important. By this week, I got some lesson learned about scheduling time. So maybe for next weeks on my life, I'll try to apply any schedule that can easy me to manage my time. That's all from me.
Thank you, Amin. And next one is from Wayana.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Many things uncontrollable in life. Control. What is it? It's moving around, right? Many things uncontrollable in life, but control elimination and positivity are always nice to start of the day. Jumping around, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry. Oh, ada di mana sih? Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, back to the moderator.
Okay, thanks, Mo. And
good morning, everyone. So back then when I was living in Jogja, I didn't explore Malioboro that much actually. So probably you guys already know this, but this is kind of like new for me. So many insights that I got when I started around Malioboro to survey for the offline canvassing, I discovered that one small alley, not the big alley, actually can have 5 to 10 boutique hotels for each, and it's basically the branches list of Malioboro streets like Sosrowijaya, Kusumanduran, dan Pemukiran. And then I also discovered shortcut ways to go to Kraton. This is kind of like mind-blowing for me. And also this was pretty fun because I took my mom to actually doing this survey, and she also helping collecting the name card of the marketing team of the boutique hotels. Okay, thank you. That's pretty much for me.
is from Kayla and also Aulia, but since they are not here, I will read it for them. So the first one is from Kayla. Be committed with your schedules, brainstorm and plan your days ahead of time. Put in schedules along the timelines and follow through every reminder. You will find yourself getting more tasks than rather than not. And from Aulia, phone calls are very effective for acquiring partnership. Easier to obtain replies and less chance of being ghosted. Thank you for Mr. Jing for helping me discovering this. Thanks, Mr. Jing. And the next one is from Andre, from Ka Andre. And he's not attending, so I will read for him. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Apologies about that. And my update is that I read somewhere that before you sleep, think about something that you'd like to achieve or do tomorrow, so you will have you will wake up with the purpose, what you like to do and achieve on that day. It's from me,
Okay,
Nadi.
thanks. Okay, thanks, Kak Andre. And next one is from Kak Shasha.
Yeah, thank you, Nadifa. So from me is creating a deadline helps me to organize my tasks and finish things faster. That's from me. Back to you.
Thank you, Kak Shasha. And the next one is from Kak Gray, and she is not attending, so I will read for her. Sometimes how you perceive yourself is not how other people perceive you. Okay, next one. And the next one is from Erika.
Yes, so for me is to be able to communicate with guests accordingly, since we have a few classification about guests and properties is important. Thank you.
Thanks, Erika. And the next one is from Kamodi. And since she is not here, I will read for her. Since I was in insomnia for years, the metering method can help to fall so fast. Okay, maybe we can implement it, the metering method. And the next one is from Sharon, and she has no updates, and Prabhav also have no updates. And we can move to the Mr. Jing.
Okay. This is something I discovered. What you read and see on media, whether it's traditional or social media, it's actually, most of the time, it's just a highly engaging story of what's happening in real life. Real life is often far more complex, bizarre, or abstract. And if you believe what everyone else believes, you might find it hard to discover the underlying truth behind how the world works. So seek the truth through true experience rather than just reading about everything through the media.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Jing. And the next one is from Kaara.
Okay, for me, I think we would like to really bring back about our previous best practice, which is talking about international diversity that will create a better working ecosystem, especially for the internship exposures. As we know, currently in the company, we have a couple of foreigners interns, right? I think that's pretty good actually in terms of culture. And then another part, this is friendly reminder to everyone that don't forget to celebrate the progress, not just the destinations. Back to you, Nadi.
Thanks, Kara. And the next one is for Kashalin.
Okay, thank you. So from my side, some partnership are like worth the risk of trial and error, some are not. Like of course, would be best to like distinguish the pros and cons from the start. But yeah, nevertheless, it's actually like an experience to learn from. Thank you.
Thank you, Kashalin. And the next one is from Vera, but Vera is not in a good condition, so God bless Vera. And the next one is from Ryan, but he's not attending, so maybe I will read for him. I'm currently limiting myself on eating dish from unquote restaurant because the past week I ordered everything I want and turned out I got a diary with me. Okay, so get well soon to Rian. And the next is Bila.
Okay, I just realized that I have a very bad endurance in the term of sport like running, so I think I'm going to start working out again so that I would build up my endurance. Thank you.
Thank you, Bila. Good luck. And the next one is from Arsha, but he has no updates.
Sorry, I
okay.
think there's an error. I already read it there actually. So for those of you who didn't know, Windows 11 is here, but there's still a lot of bugs. So I suggest you don't upgrade it yet for the next 6 months. And I think Google Maps is really a good tools and a fun way for canvassing. I feel like I'm playing a GeoGuessr. I think that's all from me.
Okay, thank you, Arsha. And the next one is for Kabayu.
Okay, from me there are two. So the first one is the EES, that's Employee Experience Survey. So I think I feel like the EES report is not very easy to read. So the action could be we might need to move it to Coda and also create a visualization for the progress monthly. Probably that will be easier for the leaders to see the result of the survey. The second one is discover that the chapter meeting is now has been updated to this new structure. There's a link that to the documentation. So that means that we also need to adapt the other things like that use the old chapter as basis. For example, like the chapter main achievement, it's not using the new chapter structure yet as of today's all hands. So we might need to change that as well. And then let me see. There's one thing. This is just found out this morning, and this is coming from Gani actually. So about Coda, you can actually link your Coda to Slack to get the notification directly on Slack, so you won't miss any notification. That's it from me. Back to Nadifa.
Okay, thanks Kak Bayu. And the next one is from Kanadia.
Okay, so actually I got an important life lessons from an 8-bit Italian plumber, Super Mario. So actually the Super Mario effect is a powerful reminder of the difference between learning from failures and focusing on failures. Fear of failure kills creativity and limits our learning. Thank you.
Thank you, Kak Nadia. And the next one is from Chris, but he has no updates. And from Rizky, I will read for him. I managed to find a way to get into the zone. All it takes is good task, management, and scheduling, as well as a KCast podcast or lobby sessions to drown out the background noise. Okay, so the next one is from Robert, and I will read it from him too. All framework has their pros and cons, except Angular that thing sucks. Okay, and the next one is from Gregorio Patri.
Okay, so now Chrome can directly show specific page from previous tabs that have been closed before without having to select all of the history page. It is useful when you want to open previous page but forgot the name of the page or when did you open it. That's it from me.
Okay, thanks Adri. And the next one is from Lukman.
Okay, thank you. For me, giving and receiving feedback is one of the most important thing at work, especially receiving feedback. Because I think when we are working on a project or campaign, we have to keep it updated with our client or maybe our product owner, so they can provide a feedback directly to us. From there, we can immediately make an improvement if something is not quite right, and automatically we will get a better understanding about the project as well. So yeah, it's fail fast, I think. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Lukman. And the next one is from Rizky, and he has no updates. And we can move to the next one is from Kagani.
Yeah, I think it's same with weekly inspiration that I have been told on the beginning. So be more creative, not on just visual things, but also on the problem solving as well.
Okay, thanks. Maybe we can extend the time for 5 or 10 minutes. So the next one is from Kak Fatima.
For me, I just realized that it's easier for me to understand through talk and example than through a written instruction.
Okay, thanks, Fatima. For the next one is for Cheslin.
The longer you wait to say something means the more important the matter is. So that's how you know how urgent something actually is. Back to you, Nadifa. Thank you.
Thanks, Cheslin. And the next one is for Hui. Hui, are you here? Oh, no. So I will read for her. I were the kind of person who didn't like to keep holding my phone when I'm outside. Enjoy the moment kind of people, but now I will try to start vlogging or take more videos or photos when I'm going to somewhere or traveling. It is important to document every small moments in our life for some day in the future where we can look back to them. Okay, so the next one is for Kalilis.
Yep, thank you very much. So from my side, inspection on guideline, I think needs to be done regularly, like once a month, to make sure the latest practice is adopted. Now we are moving it to CODA, but yes, I think maintaining it needs to be regularly done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kalilis. And the next one is from Kavidi.
Yeah, from me, there are a lot of different possibilities and improvement of features for the Star server to aid judgment and also scale operations and settling in the structure of the chapter and sports in the company.
Thank you, Kavidi. And the next one is from David.
Yep. Okay. It's related to the communication between us and partner. That sometimes partner just need a quick response, like certainty that yes, we are here, instead of providing a solution right away. Yeah. Thank you, Nadifa.
Thank you, David. And the next one is from Bella, and I will read it. Doing something step by step, taking rest for a day is worth increasing my energy. And the next one is learning to give motivations to the team and increase engagement. Okay, so the next one is from Farron. Starting on financial reporting on Jogja properties full stack. Okay. And the next one is from Arda.
Okay, thank you, Nadifa. From me, I learned more about balance geography from doing the revenue projection test. Thank you. Back to you, Nadifa.
Thank you, Arda. And the next one is from Stefan.
Yeah, for me, I learned that grouping tabs on Chrome for each task is I need to sort of let me keep in track which has been done and which isn't. So each group is one task. So if it's done, I can close it all. So that's it. Back to you, Nadifa.
Thank you, Stefan. And the next one is Luis, but he has no updates. And the next one is from me. So chewing food at least 30 times makes you full quickly and not easily hungry. And the next one is from Emmanuel.
So, hi guys, I realized that my skill in working with other people has diminished in these past 2 years because I was so used to being alone, whether it be working out or learning new things. My social life was practically zero, and I understand how detrimental this past 2 weeks. I understood how detrimental it can be for my growth and how it can affect future plans. I know how to communicate, but I lost the ability to collaborate with other people. And I think these past 2 weeks have been great because at least now I'm going through this realization and working on my collaboration. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, thanks, Emmanuel. So for the last one is from Violin.
Okay, thank you, Nadifa. So currently, as time and also task as getting more and getting a lot, so I found that I have to focus, and also one of the best way to focus is to put my phone away from me because I found that there is a lot of distraction and also distraction, also notification from gadgets. Back to Nadifa.
Okay, thank you, Violin. And the next one is about the announcement of this week that will be delivered by Govidi.
Yeah, I just have one PSA announcement. I think Kabay mentioned it briefly just now. I've also attached the gist of the schedule for everyone in the company to see. So make sure each individual in the company have two kinds of meetings at minimum. One is the chapter meeting and one is the squad meeting. If you have any questions, please inquire your previous chapter lead. I believe they will be really more than willing to help. So that's it.
Okay, thanks, Govidi, for the announcement. So I think we have finished for all of this all hands meeting. I'm sorry that
really quickly. Let me just pay a compliment to everybody here. I know we're over time, but I just want to say this because I'm very proud of the way that we shared actionable discoveries today. I noticed that almost all the shares are very personal, they're very transparent, and they sometimes don't even make us look in our best light. I think what that creates is a safe and inspirational place and environment where we can innovate. So this is something that I'm actually quite delighted to see. So this is the kind of culture we want to have, everybody, where you're not thinking about necessarily, okay, how do I look good in front of my company? How do I, look like I have everything under control? It's really about sharing things that help others to help themselves. So thank you, everybody, for putting down really good stuff today. I think this was very inspirational.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Jim, for the additions. And I think we are finished for all of this all hands meeting. I'm so sorry that this meeting has been overtime for 7 minutes. And thanks for attending. Have a good day, everyone. So see you on the next all hands meeting. Have a good day.
Have a good one, everyone. Have a great week ahead.
Everyone.
Everybody.